All right, guys, we're here with a deck profile for Heart of the Underdog. We got third place. What'd you play?
Red Dragon Archfiend with Horace.
All right,
we
let's
tried
go.
our best.
What were your matchups?
Matchups first was Blue Eyes. Always Blue Eyes. War never changes. Second matchup was UA Adventure something. It was pretty cool. I didn't know. I lost. I didn't know what they were playing, so I didn't know the interaction. Third matchup was Bug Pile. It was like a bunch of bugs and stuff. And then third or fourth matchup was against Dinos.
All right, let's get into it.
We got 3 Soul Resonator, best starter of the deck. It searches, it protects when it's in grave. Overall, pretty good card. The best card from the structure deck they printed, in my opinion. 2 Lotus King Flame Crime. It's a good time card. You can summon it and then burn your opponent in game 3, but it's mostly used for the you use it when you synchro summon to dump the red rain and you pop off. It's pretty good. It loses to Nib, but it's a good card. The 1 Uvu Loop, it's good to get in circulation. It helps you banish monsters to make bodies, and then you can return those banished cards with other stuff. 1 Red Resonator, another time card, but it's also really good to main because it's a pseudo starter, but it's also just a good gain life points card. It helps you widen the gap.
Have you ever won in time because of these cards?
Not because of Red Resonator, but because of Red Lotus King. It's funny. I've never won by boosting my life points, but I've always won by burning my opponent for 800. 2 Synchron. I've considered bumping this down to 1. It's kind of niche. But it comes up if you synchro summon with it. It lets you add back a resonator from grave, and then it's free if you have a synchro. The only downside is when you open it, and the only downside of the deck is opening a lot of tuners, I would say. 3 Bone Archfiend, phenomenal non-tuner. It lets you move a lot of cards around from deck to grave and manipulate levels. It's a phenomenal starter. It's a even better extender. If you start with it, you just have to the boards aren't as crazy, I would say. You play really close to the ground. But it's really good. 3 Vision Resonator. Good extender. It searches you the spells and the traps for the deck when it's sent to the grave. Special summon for free if you have a level 5 or higher dark monster on the field. It's really good extender. I've also considered bumping this down to 2, but it comes up a lot. And when I don't get drolled, it goes nuts to play with that card. 2 Crimson Resonator, because we still want to make Supernova somehow. It's free if you have no monsters. Dark Dragon Synchro locks you, but it is what it is. 2 Wandering King for the last of the main engine. Another non-tuner. Free if you control a tuner that has a Fiend tuner with 1500 or less attack. And then in grind game, it's good. You can banish it to search a Resonator. So you can always get a Soul or some other starter. 3 Crimson Gaia. Phenomenal card. Probably the next best card that they printed in the structure deck. Literally every turn you get to add a card as long as it's on field. When something's destroyed, it lets you summon an RDA. It's really good. It does a lot. It facilitates a lot of the OTKing, and it facilitates a lot of the grind game. This card is everything. Really, this is the Achilles heel of the whole deck. 1-ofs for the deck. Soulfist, Red Rain, and Red Zone. This is a good OTK enabler, but it also makes your RDA become a towers because once it's equipped, it's unaffected. It's good when the Red Lotus King, you send it, you synchro summon, you add it back, you set it, and then on your opponent's turn, you flip it, you banish everything that isn't the monster with the highest level, and then whatever is also still a towers. Whatever's remained becomes a towers. And then Red Zone, once per turn, when your opponent activates a card effect while you control Red Dragon Archfiend, you target a card and then pop it. It's whatever, it's a pop. But the second effect is good because you can banish, you can return, special summon back a banished Dark Dragon monster from your banishment, so you can always bring back anything you banish. It's branded banishment type. The Horus engine, pretty small. 2 Sark, 3 Imseti, 1 Horus, 1 Happy. It's mostly for there's a number 90 in the extra deck. You guys will see it's whatever, but sometimes it's good. I won a few games by just ending on Horus and using the protection from the Sark and the insurance from the Moddies to live, but it's pretty good. It's good. It's a good little power to the deck. Hand traps, pretty beefy hand trap selection. 3 Imperm, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 2 Dogwood, 2 Nib, 1 Droll.
Dogwood or Ogre?
Huh? Ogre. Well, Ghost Ogre, I guess. My bad. Yeah, it's pretty standard. I wanted to do more Droll, but I feel like a lot of people were going to be playing around Droll, so I was like, it's good to just have it as a cross-out target, and it's if I see it, I see it, whatever. I cited out the Veiler and the Gogers the most today, I think, because my opponents are playing a lot of banished stuff, so like when I get to the extra, you guys will see what I mean. But the hand trap lineup was pretty solid. It came up a lot. Didn't see a single Imperm today, but we saw Veiler.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Non-engine, 2 thrust, 1 talents, 1 cross out, the 1 called by, an Erad to thrust into, and a foolish burial. Pretty standard. Insurance, fuck my opponent. Starter in a way. Pseudo starter. It's a deck. Why not?
All right, let's get into the extra.
The extra is pretty good lineup, pretty standard. We got 2 Red Rising. Really fragile, but it's really good if I know my opponent doesn't have anything, or if I want a ball. It's whatever. 2 OG RDA. Phenomenal card. Doesn't do anything anymore, but like with the new support, it does stuff. Scarred, the one that's just new RDA, floats into a regular RDA. If it's used as synchro summon material for a Dark Dragon synchro, it pops all attack position monsters on the field. It's pretty good. It's just a better version of the regular one, and when it floats into the regular one, it's all right. 2 of the Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. It's a target negate of a card on the field. It's a level 9 synchro, so you can make it pretty easily with like a synchro on the whatever or like anything. It's good. Because usually when you make this, you can add back the Red Rain, and you have the target negate and then a banish of everything. 1 of the Scarlight, because another time card, can't lose a time. I refuse to. I'll die before I lose a time. But it's also treated as RDA, so you can get a lot of the other benefits from a lot of the back row with it if you like run out of regular targets. Kubelt, 1 of. It came up once. You sometimes make it because your Dark Dragon synchro locked a lot of the times. And it's good to like climb, or it's good to like it's an offensive tool to pop a card on your opponent's field. We have the bigger ones now. We have an Archfiend Bane. This is like a win more card. Like if I make this, I'm already like up. I want to deal big damage, and then it revives some resonators when it deals damage, and then you contribute a card to summon back a Red Dragon Archfiend. So it gives you a body if you have like something you don't want.
Nah, good thing we don't have Calamity anymore.
For real. Dispatter goes crazy. Dispatter, it's Dispatter. It's a monster negate or a pop. It's a synchro. It's a Dark Dragon synchro. Supernova, evenly on legs. It does so much when you summon it. You summon Supernova and you like just pass. You can pass on that. It's pretty nuts. The flex spots are an SP. Sometimes you have the extra bodies to make an SP. When I miss Borload, you'd make a Link. You'd make an Omni after. And then number 90 for the horse stuff to play through Nib. Sometimes if you like make it and then your opponent didn't have Nib anyways, you make them monster negate, so it's all right. It's not bad. Okay. It's like it's fragile, but like the road there is pretty fun to make. I'd probably cut down some of the tuners so I don't like open nothing but tuners sometimes, but I feel like the issue with that would probably just be cutting down the hand traps, because sometimes what I do is I'd open like I'd open 2 hand traps and a bunch of tuners and no way to get to a non-tuner. So I'd just be stuck on like set a card and then hope those 2 hand traps were enough. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the deck. I'm waiting to get some Centurion stuff so I can build a Centurion with it. But playing with horse is pretty fun. It's rewarding to like OTK, and like the grind game is it's all right. It's mid. It's nothing like Melodious or like a tier limit, but it's on par with like a Blue Eyes or a Dino's grind game.
Okay. Any shoutouts?
Shout out to DJs Collectibles, best OTS that I've ever been to in my entire life. Shout out to my friends and RJ over there, who's literally like carried me through so many games. Shout out to my cousin George, who is a previous Hotu winner, and we might get Mikonko back for him. No. Shout out to Derby for giving me a QCR punishment dragon, so I can play full power tier limit Light Sworn, zombies, probably for next Hotu. Watch out, that's the next deck list we're uploading because it's really bad. But that's it. Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.